in the I'm so out of practice. Hey guys, welcome to the Knit Now Swatch Leader podcast channel. My name is Courtney. This is a knitting podcast where I talk about all of my projects and other crafty things that I have been getting up to. Links to everywhere that you can find me are on whiterosefibercompany.com, and they're also listed in the description box down below. All of the projects that I talk about in this episode are on my Ravelry, which is linked at my website as well. So it has been a while since I sat down and recorded a podcast. You guys know how the holidays can get, and they have been extra crazy this season for us, but hopefully things are kind of starting to slow down a little bit, so I hope I can start coming back to you guys regularly, but we will have to just kind of play it by ear at this point. We have some health problems and some big events coming up, so we'll just have to play it by ear as we go along. But I do have a finished object to show you guys. So I have my first snow socks finished off the needles, and they are nowhere near the same size. This is where I was the last time I showed it on the podcast a long time ago, and I finished it. So I haven't even tried to try these on, but the color work is tight. So we're gonna see if I can even get my foot in there. But they're done. That was the goal. That's all I care about. So yeah, one finished object since, last time I talked to you guys. Next up, I have a new sock cast on, which is in my pig bag from the Stitching Plaza. This is the same bag I was using for my first snow socks. I have this much done. I am using a contrasting color for the heel, toe, and cuff. I forgot what that was called for a second. I am past the heel, and I think I just finished the gusset decreases, so now we're just knitting straight for the foot. And this is a self-striping yarn that I'm really enjoying. I love these colors together. I just think they are so pretty. And this is yarn that I picked up from my local yarn store, which is Habitat's Wheel. This is Bamboo Pop Sock, which is 55% bamboo, 37% cotton, 8% PBT. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that, but here is the tag if you guys wanted to see it. It doesn't have a color name listed on here, so here's what it looks like all knit up. I don't know why some yarn companies don't name their colors, but that's just the way it is. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this. I still don't really feel like I have my sock knitting mojo back quite yet, but I have been kind of working on this when I feel like it, which is not very often, admittedly. But yeah, it's kind of just a simple project that I like to take with me when I know that we're just going to be sitting around and chatting for a while, like when we visit family and stuff. But I haven't really been working on it otherwise. I don't think I've touched it at home since I started it. But I'm also using my Hiya Flyers, which I love. These are my favorite sock needles right now. I'm using a US size 1, 2.25 millimeter. And yeah, these are my favorite sock needle by far right now. They're the only thing I'll use. I actually just got a second pair for when my sock mojo returns one day, which I hope it does, but until then we have one sock at a time, sitting in the sidelines for when I feel like working on it. Next up, I have the blanket I have been working on for my father-in-law. I don't know if I've showed this on the podcast yet. This thing is huge. So here is where I was the last time I showed this on the podcast. And here is my progress. I think I'm on my 5th skein of yarn into this. It is heavy, it is thick, it is huge. Let's see how much of it. Wow, I can't. Ugh, this thing is just, it's massive. So I did not finish it for Christmas, which was my goal, but I did wrap it up and give it to him for Christmas, and I just asked him if he liked the length that it was or if he wanted me to keep going, and he said to just keep going. So his birthday is in February, so I'm gonna try to finish it for his birthday, but we'll see. I had a pretty good momentum going on this thing. I was doing like a skein a week, and then we just got busy, and I had not touched it for a while, and then Christmas activities started happening, and I just never got the chance to finish it. But I am really enjoying that pattern. It is working up really fast. It's just at the point where it's so heavy. Like it's a double-edged sword because it's nice that it's big enough to be able to use it while I am crocheting on it, but it's also so heavy that when I get to the end of each round, I have to flip it, and it's working on this blanket. The next project that I have to talk about is a new cast on, another new cast on. This is my Salty Air Tee by Samantha Guerin Designs. I have this little duck progress keeper from Hey Country Creations that I'm using as my beginning of round marker. This is all I have so far. I am in the yoke increases, right? So I'm on my last increase round, and then I start the lace pattern. So yeah, I am using Premier Cotton Fair yarn in the colorway Succulent. It looks, I would have thought that Succulent would be like a green color. I feel like this is more of like an icy pale blue, but I don't know. Like I would think Succulent, like a more saturated, this kind of green. I don't know, but anyway, this is why I don't dye yarn. I don't make colors because they're wrong. But, so I cast this on for the Spring Tea Mal, which I am co-hosting with Kimber's Cozy Creations, which I will link to her Instagram and Etsy shop in the description down below. This is a make-along that is meant to keep your needles and hooks cozy during the winter season in preparation for spring. So we are casting on and working on light t-shirts or short sleeve sweaters from now until March 31st. And if you are interested in submitting your finished object or finding more details about the make-along, those are listed in the description box down below. I have a link directly to the details page, so if you're interested in joining us, make sure to check that out, and to tag me, tag Kimber, and use the hashtag SpringTeaMal. So moving into acquisitions, I have just a couple. The bamboo pop that I showed for my sock was an acquisition. I also got this Laying Yarns Super Socks, which is another self-striping in the color, no name, 901.0336, but this is a really pretty purple. I thought Ben might like a pair of socks out of this. And then I also got this Cascade Heritage Wave color 513, but I thought this would be super cute Christmas socks. Obviously I missed Christmas this year, but maybe next year. I got all of these yarns as part of my anniversary gift from Ben. We decided to pick our own anniversary gifts this year, so I got yarn, he got, I think he got a video game, I don't even know, it's been so long. This yarn has just been sitting here. But yeah, so that's what we did for our anniversary this year. We did an escape room, which was fun. We did not escape, but we were very close. And then going back to acquisitions, I got a little sidetracked. I also got this yarn from Mandy's Makings. I ordered one of her mystery sock sets when she was having the sale on those. And this color is called Fur Crazy. And I just thought this was another really cute, like Christmassy color. But I also really loved the bright pink mini skein that came with it. So this is perfect. So that's it for acquisitions. Moving into books, I am not going to talk about all of the books that I have read in the last 2 months. Just like I didn't really talk about all of the projects that I have touched in the last couple of months, just my active ones. So I'm only going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading or have finished this year. The last 2 books that I finished were Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. I really liked this book, but it was not what I was expecting. It's kind of played up as like a horror type book, but it's more, I don't know if I would call it horror, but it was really good. And then I also finished Slenderman. I can't remember the full title right now. It's a really long title. It's like a true crime book by Kathleen Hale. That one was also really good, but it took me like a year to read it because I was listening to it instead of reading it. So yeah, that doesn't usually work out for me, but I didn't learn my lesson because I also started The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, I think is her name. Another audiobook that I'm listening to while I'm knitting. I'm trying to listen to more audiobooks and podcasts this year while I'm knitting. I don't really watch TV much, so that's kind of my goal this year, is to do some more audiobook listening. And then I also just started Gleanings by Neal Shusterman, which is part of the Scythe series, which I have talked to you guys about before. And so far I'm really enjoying it. I read the first like 100 pages last night. Really enjoying it. It's 400 pages, so if I keep up this pace, I will definitely be finished the next time I record an episode. But again, we'll see. Every time I say that, something drastic happens and I don't make it. So maybe I need to just stop saying that, honestly. But anyway, but if you are interested in seeing what else I read at the end of 2022 and just kind of keeping up with my books in general, I also linked my Goodreads profile in the description box down below. So I just wanted to take a minute to talk about some knitting plans that I have for 2023. I'm planning on finishing my Salty Air Tea by March, so I kind of wanted to plan that out in my journal. I really like the way that Natalie over at the Love and Stitches podcast plans out hers, or her project plans. Sometimes I keep up with it, sometimes I don't. I'm going to put in some footage here of me writing in my journal, my knitting plans. I haven't actually done that yet, so could be totally different from what I'm about to say. But I'm definitely planning on finishing my Salty Air Tea in March, and in the next couple of months I have a bunch of my friends, like literally all of my friends are pregnant right now, so I have plans to knit some washcloths to be used as like kind of cleanup rags, burp cloths, whatever they need, and then I also have some baby blankets that I am going to be starting and finishing. One of my friends doesn't know what she's having yet, one of my friends is not finding out what she's having, and then another friend is having a girl. So I have plans for all of those. I'm going to finish one of my blankets from my whip video that I think was, I don't know how many videos ago that was, but one of the 2 blankets that I started, I'm going to finish for the one that is not finding out what she's having. So that's the next couple of months of knitting for me, is baby blankets and my salty air tea. So yeah, as far as chat goes, I failed completely at Vlogmas. I was planning on doing a video every single week of December, just kind of a collaboration of what I had done throughout the week, so not a daily vlog like most people do for Vlogmas, but just kind of highlights of my week. And I uploaded the first video and y'all hated it. I lost a bunch of subscribers and it just was really kind of discouraging, so I just didn't do it again. I meant to go back to podcasting, but like I said, things just got crazy and it just didn't happen because we have been wedding planning. My brother-in-law proposed to his girlfriend over Thanksgiving and they're getting married in March. So it has just been a whirlwind of wedding planning. They came to visit for Christmas and they were here for a week, and every single day, like all day, we were doing like wedding planning stuff. And Ben and I are both in the wedding, so it's been chaos. And having family in town and just like general holiday busyness has just been, it's been really hard to keep up. That being said, things are finally, hopefully, starting to slow down a little bit. I don't want to say that too loud, just in case that changes, but we are kind of settling back into routine. I have been really focused on just decluttering our home after the holidays. I don't know, I feel like January is just a really good time to kind of reset things and kind of take inventory of things that we don't use, don't need, and just kind of get rid of things that we don't need. It's just the 2 of us. I don't know why we have so much stuff. So I like to just declutter and try and relax during January. So far, so good on that front, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to get back to my regular podcasting schedule, which is once every 2 weeks. Shop updates, I don't have one right now. I am still catching up from the end of year sale that I had, so if you participated in that, thank you so much for your support. Your project bags will be shipped out very soon, and once I get caught up on those, I can start on the January print and the newsletter and all that stuff, get everything kind of back on track as far as the business goes. So I think that's pretty much everything. I'm just kind of starting to ramble now, so I will see you guys next time. If you liked this episode, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I try to put out a new episode every 2 weeks, so until next time, happy knitting. Bye!